Take a look before you, ladies and gentlemen. Take a long, hard look. What you see sitting before you is representative of the noblest strata of our society. These new military police soldiers and their trainers are America's 21st century guardians of freedom. Today, they join the ranks of that small segment of our society that guards the national wall of defense. They've taken a stand, a courageous stand, a selfless stand, placing the needs of the nation first and their personal desires and wants second. Instead of a life focused on the pursuit of wealth or leisure, these soldiers took the high road, the tough road, and I commend them for it. They're no longer on the sidelines. They're on the team and in the game, ready to act. For my money, there are two kinds of people who walk the earth, those of action and all others. What sits before you today are those of action. And I'm not talking about a random, haphazard sort of action. I'm talking about a deliberate, measured, and required very intense action. And they're ready to act. They will act to ensure good order and safety on our installations, both at home and abroad. They will act around the world to ensure peace, stability, and a brighter future for generations yet to come. They've made this commitment voluntarily, knowing the risks involved. And they're ready. Their character alone stands as a testament to their resolve. To stick it out at a time when so many in our society look daily for a reason to quit says a great deal about a person's heart, the support he or she has from their family, and their ability to see the larger picture. As they can attest, anyone can start, but not everyone has the heart to finish. Not one soldier sitting before you really wants to go into harm's way and risk it all, but their moral clarity won't allow them to sit back and allow someone else to drive the blanket of freedom that we here today cherish and so many others take for granted. You're looking at the newest members of that elite band known as the Military Police Corps. Today, your loved one joins that same fraternity that defended the American Embassy in Saigon during the Tet Offensive of 1968. The same fraternity as the members of Raven 4-2, who in Salman-Pak, Iraq, placed themselves directly in harm's way to defend an unarmed supply convoy. The same fraternity that to this very day is patrolling the villages and mountains of Afghanistan so that we may enjoy the fruits of our liberty and the security earned through the bloodshed of our predecessors. When policymakers finish talking, when debate has ceased, negotiations have failed, and orders are given, it becomes the mission of the soldiers before you to execute national policy. These soldiers are the substance of any policy undertaken deemed important enough to send our most precious resource into harm's way. Absolute proof positive that the United States means business when their boots hit the ground. The reasons for enlisting in the Army are varied and often deeply personal, but it's what truly makes them the best and the brightest we have in this country. I'm not saying that to be nice. I'm saying because I fervently believe it. The best and the brightest are not necessarily on campus or in a corporate boardroom right now. The best and the brightest are the soldiers here today. Soldiers, don't ever think for 1 minute that your peers who took a different path, maybe went to college, joined the workforce, or are still hanging out back home right where you left them, have anything on you. You're privileged to have the one advantage they all covet. You will know, you will have the facts about the goings-on in Afghanistan, the Philippines, the Horn of Africa, the Balkans, and many other places. You'll not just sit back and hear about these places, people, or issues through your TV or the internet. Instead, you'll see them, you'll meet the people, share their culture, and above all, make a difference. You'll have a profound impact on the lives of those living halfway around the world, also that your friends and family back home may go to sleep at night under a blanket of freedom. A blanket of freedom provided by soldiers just like you. I know that these complimentary words may come as a surprise to some of you because we try to be hard on you. Hard because what lies ahead will be tremendously challenging, and for many of you, the defining chapter of your lives. Life as a military police soldier is not easy, and the collective goal of those of us charged with your training has been to make sure you understand that. Your drill sergeants, like many sitting in the crowd today, know what waits. And it's our sacred duty to ensure you're not surprised. All of your drill sergeants and cadre have been to the battlefield, and that fact cannot be overstated. They've put into action what they've taught you. They've moved under fire, they've seen the enemy up close, and they know that this endeavor is deadly serious. Your drill sergeant has fought Iraq or Afghanistan, and he or she has walked the streets of places you soon will. Places like Kandahar, Kabul, Helmand, conducting patrols, securing neighborhoods, training host nation forces. While doing this, you'll be tested. You'll react to IEDs and ambushes. You'll navigate foreign customs and delicate tribal relationships. You'll endure weather that makes a Portland or winter feel balmy. You'll assist, protect, and defend here at home as well. When others are at home with their families, you will be on duty. ready to respond at a moment's notice, sacrificing when others will not. This is why our duty demanded that your training present a challenge. It's why you did all those push-ups and will do thousands more. It's why you ran all those miles and will run many more. It's why you fired hundreds of rounds while you ran, hit the ground, and kept going. It's why with all the blisters and pain you marched and marched with no end in sight. It's why you can take that rifle apart and reassemble it in the dark. It's why your parents can see a change in you simply by the way you stand. And most importantly, it's why you began to appreciate camaraderie built through days and nights spent in the frigid Missouri cold, next to your battle buddy in a cramped and flooded shelter house, being able to find humor in your predicament, sharing a cold MRE, and realizing that you're forming bonds during moments such as these that will truly last a lifetime. Soldiers, you will execute an extremely challenging mission. This mission will test your adaptability, your focus, and above all, your courage and resiliency. As we adopt a proactive posture to align with armies, nations, and even tribes in remote corners of the earth, you will, at times, find yourself frustrated and fed up as you pour all of your energy into training, assisting, and coaching others, often with mixed results. At other times, you reflect on the magnitude of what you've been charged with and realize the difference you're making. I can assure you this reward will be great. Others will find themselves in combat, some of you in less than a month from now. You will have a different task. It will be even more trying. However, it will also be even more rewarding. You will operate an asymmetric three-block war, where on one block you'll react to an IED, on the next you will protect children's dates in school, on the third you will coach, teach, and mentor our host nation counterparts to accomplish their mission. All of this simultaneously. You will, on a daily basis, make life or death decisions for only the time it takes to blink one's eye, to process, decide, and take action. You'll often find yourself as part mayor, district chief, police officer, and arbitrator of disagreements between those with ethnicities and dialects as varied as our own 50 states. You'll personify daily the euphemism of a strategic corporal as a decision you make under duress, with little time for reflection or thought, and quite literally impact the actions of policy custodians in our nation's capital. That's not hype, it's fact. And this is only half of what we do. Here at home, you're trusted with defending those who defend our nation. You're the protectors, praetorians. You'll assist, protect, and defend as true professionals, standing watch so others may rest. The CEOs, lawyers, and businessmen of the corporate world can't begin to fathom the responsibility you've accepted. You'll be scrutinized and tested like no one else. That is why your training was tough, and that's why I stand here before you today to declare that you have met the standard. Soldiers of the Delta Company, I welcome you to the Brotherhood of Arms. I'm proud of all of you and will take you to combat any day. Prepare for battle. Excellence always. Delta Bombs.